Good morning, everyone, and what a good morning it is, and what a way to start. What a rousing piece from our orchestra there. Let's hear it again for our wonderful concert and symphonic band. Also, congratulations to our graduates. That's not easy coming down those stairs in heels in the dark. Good job, guys. Well done. Parents, teachers, ISL staff, distinguished guests, siblings, uncles, aunts, grandparents, extended family, distant relatives, pets, significant others, and of course, our very nearly graduates. Whether you are watching this live and in person, or if you are following online while at home, on the beach, in the car, or maybe while doing some Sunday morning housework, welcome to the best and quite possibly the hottest day of the year, the ISL Class of 2025 graduation. My name's Ian Fish, and I'm the upper school principal. I'll be a master of ceremonies this morning, and it gives me incredible pleasure to be able to share this very special day with you. This year, we have 114 wonderful young people taking this big step today. We're thrilled once again to be able to hold this event at the glorious Grand Theatre. It's such an inspiring and beautiful space and the perfect venue for making a memory for our graduates that will stay with them forever. A reminder this morning that participating in this event, you acknowledge that photographs and videos will be taken by ISL and that these may be placed on our website, social media channels, online photo album, and imprinted materials for an educational, communication, or other purpose. You may take photos and videos for personal use only. However, please do not share these without obtaining permission from those in them. Right, back to the program. My first honor is to welcome our director, Dr. DJ Condon, to the stage to make the opening speech. This is Dr. Condon's final graduation as a school director, so no doubt he has some wise and thoughtful insights to share. DJ.
Good morning, and welcome to this auspicious occasion. We're gathered here today to watch the class of 2025 walk across this stage, away from their high school years and into their futures. There's a remarkable beauty in this transition, the culmination of many years of growth. We've watched these young people grow into committed academics, artists, performers, athletes, activists, entrepreneurs, in short, all around good people prepared to do good work in the world. Congratulations, class of 2025. I'd like to thank the families of these vibrant young people. Parents, thank you for entrusting your children into our care and guidance, for furnishing us with such fine young people. Grandparents, aunts, uncles, friends, siblings, thank you for your attendance here this morning, for witnessing this wonderful transition and supporting our community. Upper School Principal Ian Fish, Associate Principal for Teaching and Learning Amy Lee, Dean of Students Alex Riccocci, Assistant Dean of Students Patricia Anderson, IB Diploma Program Coordinator Aaron Tacey, Senior Class Sponsor Helen Smith, and staff members Gina Boros, Steve Zimes, and Jorg Schmitz, and the entire maintenance crew, Vincent Bename, Karen Humphreys, Sarai Sainatach, and Grace Wanting. Thank you for all your hard work in making this ceremony the grand event that it is. And finally, I wish to thank faculty and staff colleagues for the passion, intelligence, and creativity that they bring to their practice day in, day out. The teacher-student relationship is the single most important factor influencing student learning, and the commitment that our faculty and staff have devoted to these students is truly extraordinary. Will you please join me in a round of applause for our teachers? I would also like to recognize members of our esteemed Board of Trustees, beginning with our board chair, Mr. Brian Blanchard. Mr. Blanchard and I have worked closely together again this year, and I would like to express my appreciation for his support of our school and for me personally. I would also like to recognize our other board members from this year, Rosa Villalobos, Caroline King, Pedro Castillo, Catherine Kaiser, David Arendt, Maria Pavelek, Erica Monfredini, Valerie Arnold, and Daniel Sheikh. On behalf of the entire community, I thank each of you for your tireless service to ISL. Now, class of 2025, I realize you're eager to get on with this ceremony, so you may receive your diploma and get on with your futures. But I ask for your patience. You see, owing to my retirement from the directorship, this is probably the last high school graduation speech I will ever deliver. And realization of this fact has caused me to reflect on my own educational journey. So with your indulgence, I will share a bit more of my personal history than I have in graduation speeches of years past. Not because I believe my path is one that anyone else should follow. Indeed, I know most people would not want to do what I just did out of high school. But these lessons that I learned 45, 46 years ago, at this stage of life you are now entering, have stuck with me my entire life. And I hope they might prove helpful and instructive to you as well. In brief, I had a rather unorthodox transition from high school. There was no Merit Jeunesse in Wisconsin, USA, where I was from. But had there been, I most certainly would have been involved. My friends and I were passionate about outdoor adventure activities. We did a lot of backpacking, canoeing, biking, rock climbing, skiing, snowshoe camping. My parents had recently divorced, and I was rather miserable at home and uninspired at school. Fortunately, I had enough credits to graduate in January of my senior year, 1979, and go up to Alaska with my good friend Bose in search of adventure. Our plan was to take a bus from Wisconsin to Seattle, a considerable distance, then fly from Seattle to Anchorage. The night before we were to leave, we had a big party. All our friends and family came to see us off. Even my grandmother came. The next day, feeling all hungover, which, by the way, is never a good way to start a long journey, we boarded the bus for a 3-day ride to Seattle. Along the way, though, we got to talking to some older guys who said they'd been to Alaska and there was no way we'd make it there in the middle of winter. I soon tuned them out, but Bose was shaken. Finally, in Spokane, a day's bus ride from Seattle, Bose said he wanted to go home. Unsure of carrying on alone, I lost my nerve too. We called our parents and flew back to Wisconsin. Now I was really miserable. Feeling like a huge failure, I didn't want to show my face around my old friends. Fortunately, my mother, seeing how bad I felt, called up a former colleague of hers who was living in Fairbanks to ask for advice. As it turned out, her fiancé was in Wisconsin at that very moment, readying to drive back up to Alaska in an old truck loaded with farm equipment for the homestead the two of them were going to build in a remote area of the Kenai Peninsula. My mother's friend thought I could go along with them. And that's how I connected with my first mentor, Jim Van Oss, AKA Van. In his mid-30s, Van was a Vietnam vet, ex-oil pipeline worker, and now quasi-hippie homesteader. He had detailed opinions on topics I had never once even thought of. It took us over a month to make the 4,000-mile journey. That's a lot of time to listen and talk. We dealt with numerous mechanical breakdowns and harrowing experiences along the way, like a pack of wolves encircling our camp in the snow in the Yukon, and frantically chopping at the icy road so the rig could gain some traction and not slide off the road and into the valley below. Adventures indeed. Once we made it to Alaska, I stayed with Van to help him with the homestead. We did a lot of logging, made our own lumber, built a road and cabin, shot moose and bear for food, and generally lived off the land until a couple winters later when it was cold and dark outside, and I was eager to learn more from books and academic conversations. I started college at the University of Alaska Fairbanks. I've been on this path of travel and study ever since. Now, what did I learn from these very formative years? What principles? First, there will always be people, a group of guys in the back of the bus, a cadre of naysayers online, whatever, who will try to tell you what you can and what you cannot do, what you are and are not capable of. Do not let them define the size of your ambition. Don't let them have such power over you. It's your life, your choices. Tune them out and follow your heart. The second principle is closely related to the first, but concerns the voice inside your head rather than those outside it. I'd express it as argue for your limitations and they're yours. Whether you say you can or say you can't, you're probably right. To stay still, to play it safe, to only do what you've already know how to do, that's not life, that's retreat. Keep learning, challenge yourself, try things that take you out of your comfort zone. Think you can. But third, accept that you will fail at times. Be willing to fail and fail boldly. What is most important is how you react to failure. You can be defeated by the experience, or you can use it to learn and grow and get better. So be persistent, be resilient. Most of us are a lot tougher than we may think we are. And when you do fail, don't be afraid to ask for help. Next, find a mentor. Someone like Van was for me, someone a bit older who can advise you. Not your parents. Do involve your parents in your life choices, of course, but your entire childhood to this point has been a journey of increasing self-efficacy and independence. Now it's time for you to make your own way. You don't have to go it alone, though. There are plenty of people who want to help you. Find them. Let them. Next, achieve first, celebrate afterward, not the other way around. Over the years, I've seen a lot of instances where people tout what they are going to do as though they had already done it. Then if things don't work out the way they had planned, as in my first attempt to make it to Alaska, they come across as big talkers who don't actually walk their talk. This is not a reputation any of you should embrace. Everybody enjoys a celebration, of course, and I guarantee that in the next couple years, you are going to encounter classmates who seem particularly adept at celebrating. A lot of times they're really fun and inviting people, but more often than not, in the end, they don't have much to show for it. Look, if you want to do something other than school, fine. Though I will also say, whenever you may be in doubt about what to do next, go to school. You certainly won't learn any less, and you can pick up some credentials. But don't let partying become your major. Happily, today is a day when the celebration is in order. May I congratulate you again on your achievement here today. Finally, engage in ongoing systematic reflection. I realize that right now reflection may seem like some IB buzzword that you might prefer to forget, but it is actually a vital tool for living intentionally. I was fortunate to start a journal at the start of my trip to Alaska, and I've kept it up ever since. I now have about 70 volumes covering the last 46 years of my life. In my journal, I have written about major life events, thus deepening their meaning for me. I have written to discover what I am thinking, to better understand the thinking of others. I have written to explore my imagination, my creativity, my potential. My journal is my most prized possession. And so I am pleased to announce to you that the school will be gifting you, each of you, with an ISL embossed journal for your reflections over the next year. It's on your seats here today. I encourage you to use it however you like. If you're not into writing, you can sketch in it, or make collages, or you could turn to some other media for your reflections. But do systematically reflect in some fashion, and keep at it. And then, at some point in the future, I encourage you to get back together with your closest friends on this stage here and share your reflective journals. Share what you have experienced and learned. I guarantee you won't regret it. The next few years, and the next year in particular, have the potential to be hugely formative for you. I know I speak for every person in this room when I say we are excited for you, we believe in you, and we wish you the best. Congratulations, class of 2025, and good luck.
Thank you, DJ. Wise words indeed. I'll miss these reflective stories and have no doubt that you have many exciting adventures ahead, although hopefully no wolves. I imagine this must be an emotional time for you, with this being your last school graduation as the school director. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for the incredible leadership you have provided these last 4 years at ISL. I know the board also would like to appreciate the incredible guidance and vision that you've provided for the school. On a personal note, the confidence and support that you have given me. We will greatly miss you in this role, and we wish you the best in your transition to your new role and into retirement. We do have a small gesture for you here to mark this day. Under your chair, you'll find a gift. You have there a card signed by all, well, at least most of the graduates. You have a cookbook from Luxembourg. I know you're not much of a cook, but I know Catherine is. And I know you're doing a Luxembourgish test soon, so you have a Let's Boyish version of Animal Farm to practice on. Next, we have a video of our graduating class, which will no doubt bring some smiles and very likely some tears as well. At the end, we also have a lovely surprise for you, courtesy of our youngest kindergarten students and their teachers. Enjoy.
I get carried away when you tilt your head and say my name. I know I wanna see that face every day. I can taste the ocean air on your lips. I get carried away when the sunset fades into your kiss. I get carried away when I see a future in your eyes. When I catch an image of your shoulders dressed in white, and every fear buried deep disappears, and all my heart and all of me is yours right here. When the story of our lives is running circles through my mind, oh, it's the smallest moments that I recall. Guess the little things aren't little after all. I get carried away when I'm looking back at a picture frame, with no idea how our lives were gonna change.
We had lots of fun doing our portraits and drawing all the faces. I hope you enjoyed them.
Count each one like it's a gift. When the story of our lives,
So graduations, seniors, be happy.
my mind, oh, it's the smallest moments that I recall. Guess the little things aren't little.
Congratulations, seniors. I hope you have good wish.
I get carried away when I'm looking back at a picture frame, with no idea how our lives were gonna change. With every life.
Well done, seniors. Way to go, seniors.
Carried away, I count each one like it's a gift. When the story
你以后肯定会平平安安长大的。
circles through my mind, oh, it's the smallest moments that I recall.
Tengas una buena suerte en en tu nueva aventura.
finally come to its end. I'll see it once
Entonces, nueva aventura.
of our lives.
Good luck.
By me one last time. Oh, it's still the small. When I'm away, I will remember how you kissed me.
I told you we'd make you cry. Now we have the pleasure of moving on to the first of our two musical pieces today, performed by members of our graduating class. As was demonstrated so gloriously earlier, and last night, where around 100 of our students performed with Voices International at the Philharmonie, we are blessed at ISL with many talented and dedicated musicians, and this year's graduating class is no exception. It's wonderful to be able to hear them perform one last time at ISL. Are our musicians getting ready? This first piece is called Blomi by Suzanne Sundfer. It's a poignant and moving piece that is particularly well chosen for the moment, and it will be performed by Astrid, Hannah, and Gloria. Take it away.
Hold on, my love. All will come and all will go. Walk on, for love, it's no wonder you're crying. It feels like we're dying. No wonder that nobody told you. Nobody told you that the ladies in black will wear white again. Nobody told you. Nobody told you that the ladies have learned of all of them when summer is soon and the crocuses are in bloom. Begin and then with love, everything trembles from a kiss. Believe, love in love, it's no wonder you're crying. It feels like we're dying. No wonder you're crying when nobody told you. Nobody told you that the ladies in black will wear white again.
microphone.
Wow, just wow. How amazing was that? Are you guys for hire? That was just incredible. As I mentioned before, we are blessed with so many incredible musicians, and you get a chance to listen to another group later, but that was just magical, wasn't it? Just incredible. Great job. Now it's over to the first of our student speakers, Raffaella Delatra, who was chosen by ISL teachers to speak at graduation. Raffaella started at ISL back in grade 1. She's a keen flautist and a regular in the school orchestra. No doubt they're missing her today. She's also in the school ski team, leads our Dyslexia Redefined group, and has delivered an inspiring TED Talk on dyslexia. She plans to study fashion histories and theories at the University of Arts in London, St. Martin's. As you can imagine, Raffaella is highly valued by her peers and by us. Over to you, Raffaella.
Okay. So as was said, I have been in this school for 12 years, and man, have I seen some things. I must assure you, though, there are a lot more positives than negatives. With classmates coming and going, new syllabuses being thrown our way, and a pandemic, we should be called the surviving class of 2025. Although our reputation as a grade hasn't always been so positive, we promise that we have grown from various trials and errors. Whether it's exploding the microwave with a muffin, or running away during a school field trip on velos, we can definitely say we have kept our teachers on our toes. So I'd like to say thank you on behalf of the whole grade to every staff member for tolerating us for so long and being patient. You have allowed us to flourish into the people we are today without sacrificing our individuality. With that said, I cannot forget to thank the people attending this graduation today. Thank you for your parents, guardians, family, and friends for always supporting us, even if it meant receiving some emails from Mr. Fish about our late attendance, or helping us with homework at 12 a.m. that is due the next day. This event is particularly special because it marks the beginning of our own life starting. We finally get to be fully independent and find out our own interests away from home. To prepare for this, we each had the task to find our own path. Whether it be architecture, taking a gap year, going to school for business, economics, business management, medicine, business marketing, or business finance, or whatever other kind of business we are studying, something is for sure, this graduating class will go far. Speaking of which, being an international school means a lot of us are either going back to our roots or going even further. From New Zealand to the US, Netherlands, Spain, or even Canada, the graduating class of 2025 will be found internationally. Of course, this also means that many of us will have to travel to unknown places without the people we have grown to love. Many friendships will become long distance, especially as new ones flourish. Well, except a couple people who, against all odds, were accepted to the same university and are taking the same type of courses. You know who you are. Next, I would like to emphasize the achievements of our grade. We have had a lot of academic stress this year and found different ways to deal with it. For example, some of us like to listen to meditative videos, others like to read, others chose to relax by throwing their snooze and gum on the wall. Sorry to the maintenance staff, we were definitely your worst nightmare. Within this academic stress, a lot of friendships were created in an attempt to help each other. And despite the fact that not everybody can be considered best friends, let it be known that the class of 2025 will always step up if someone needs it. To release the stress we accumulated over the last couple of months, years, we had the privilege of spending a week in Crete in Greece. This trip was one of many we've shared together, and as I look around, I see a lot of sunburned faces. Not every trip we've spent together was in the sun, like the 4th grade space trip, which we spent mostly indoors. The two most memorable part of the trip was that the t-shirts we were given still fit us 8 years later, and that the bathrooms were extremely disgusting. During the 5th grade Swiss trip, a lot of us learned survival skills in our first bit of independence. Yet if you ask any of us what the most memorable part of the trip was, we will tell you about the stairs of death and the other various couples who were just looking to have a romantic getaway, which was definitely ruined by most of us making gagging noises every time they did anything too romantic. In 6th grade, we were able to complain about the nude beach, which we got to see while passing by on our kayaks. Some of us are still traumatized. Due to the coronavirus, we were unable to have any school trips until 9th grade. And although many of you might think you would be thankful to finally be able to enjoy ourselves again, you would be wrong. We still complain to this day about the 25-kilometer hike we had to do, as well as the fact that we had to cook our own food. 10th grade was by far the best school trip we had, yet as you might have guessed, we still have something to complain about. Specifically, how our guide tricked us the first day by saying we were going on a small hike only to be gone for nearly 3 hours. Now, the reason I wanted to bring this up is not to suggest this grade complains all the time, although I might accidentally have done that, but rather to show you our determination in speaking for what we believe is right. With the state of the world right now, it is important to raise future generations with the confidence to speak their minds and act when it is needed. Not allowing ourselves to be walked on and instead expressing our opinions will guarantee a more inclusive world where people's opinions are valid and cherished. As we come to an end, I would like to share one of my favorite memories at ISL. This happened during the 9th grade trip on our big 25-kilometer hike. My group happened to be the first to leave, yet we were the last to arrive at camp. During this close to 12-hour hike, my group was so scared we would never find our way back to the point that we were entertaining the ideas of being eaten by wolves. This, for your information, took place in the north of Luxembourg. I remember a person in my group singing Mamma Mia until no one could stand it anymore, or someone else saying we would starve to death before reaching camp. All in all, I would never do this hike again. But I am glad I did it, because it allowed me to form friendships which I still hold dear, and more specifically, it gave me something to remember when I need a good laugh. We might not be the best behaved grade, but rest assured that we will leave ISL with an honorable legacy. The memories we created during our years together are some we will never forget. Now, as my final words to the class of 2025, I wish every single one of you a successful start to our own lives. I hope that if ISL taught us anything, it would be to take risks, stand for what is right, and always spread diversity and inclusivity in our world. So congratulations to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Rafaela. Clearly, she's made many wonderful memories at ISL, and I know she'll go on to make many more. Wishing you all the best in your future endeavours. Now, it's with great pleasure that I call upon Jaron Shepro, our student-elected speaker, to address the graduating class. It's an incredible honour to be chosen by your peers to make this speech, and no doubt the last few weeks since exams has provided a lot of material to choose from. Jaron has been heavily involved in the ISL community for 14 years, no less. Indeed, he commented to me once before that he couldn't recall life before ISL. Makes you think. He's a key leader in our student council, and I've always enjoyed his willingness to champion the needs of his peers. Jaron is heading back to the US for his university studies to study, you guessed it, business. Over to you, Jaron.
Thank you, Mr. Fish, for the warm welcome. And thanks to all of you, parents, teachers, staff, family, and friends who have shown up here today to celebrate this special occasion with us. For those of you who don't know, my name is Jaron Shepro, and I've been roaming the halls of ISL for 14 years, basically my whole life. It's crazy to think how we all started. Tiny, loud, and full of limitless energy, changing into our indoor shoes every morning and learning how to squeak out a song, or maybe even two, on the recorder. We went from needing our parents to set up playdates to figuring out how to take the bus on our own. Over the years, I've been lucky enough to form relationships with many of my classmates, at different times and in different ways. Whether it was simply acknowledging classmates in the hallway with a nod of the head, playing Quizlet Live with assigned teams, or keeping my friends' secrets, at least I tried my best. Every little moment shaped my time here, and I'm grateful for that. We've also had some crazy times together. I mean, who else comes up with a full-on business plan for a factory in Antarctica run by penguins paid in potatoes? or those insane, intentionally failed ideas we came up with for our IGCAC design tech projects. Of course, it wasn't all fun and games. There were challenges too, cramming for IAs and extended essays, struggling to understand some impossible math concept, or standing up for ourselves to get the senior lounge we so clearly deserved. I mean, it takes some passion to get 100 students to show up to one meeting all complaining about the same thing. Every struggle brought us closer. What stands out is how we helped each other through it all, sometimes with quick words of encouragement, other times through intense games of tiki-taka-toe. We showed up for each other in ways that mattered more than we probably realized at the time. And all of it, the chaos, the support, the growth, shaped us into who we are today, both as individuals and as groups. With, of course, a little help from ChatGPT along the way. Don't worry, Mr. Owens, not for this speech. If I had to choose one thing that defines our grade, the thing that sets us apart, it wouldn't be our academics, our sports, or even the number of times Mr. St. Louis confiscated our phones. It's our togetherness. Sure, we all have our best friends and friend groups, but it's not like we stay in these bubbles all the time. We move between friend groups, bringing everyone together. And that is what makes our grade feel more connected. A recent example of this was in Crete, when, after everyone doing their own things during the day, we all came together after dinner every night to hang out, play pool, and sing karaoke. You can't be close with all 113 classmates, but we still find ways to connect and support each other. Being third culture kids also plays a huge part in uniting us. Most of us come from families rooted in different parts of the world. Some of us were born in one country, moved to another, and then ended up here at the International School of Luxembourg, a school full of students coming from different backgrounds, yet sharing the same experience of growing up between cultures. This shared experience makes it easier to understand each other and to find common ground despite our differences and diversity. I think this is another part of the reason why we are so connected. Now, as we head off to places all around the world, from as close as the Luxembourg School of Business all the way to San Diego State University, we're about to begin a new chapter, surrounded by new faces and unfamiliar environments. This is also a huge opportunity for us. If you've ever felt like you're stuck in a version of yourself, or stuck in a reputation because you've been around the same people in the same place for so long, this is your reset button. When you arrive at university, or wherever life takes you next, you won't have a reputation to live up to. You'll have a chance to build a new one. So take advantage of that. Be bold and build something new. Along the way, create a group of friends, the kind you can rely on, laugh with, and grow with. At ISL, we made memories and built a community. This has given us the foundation we can use to shape the next phase of our lives. So even though we won't be together anymore, you'll find new people who will be there for you and show up when it matters. So wherever life takes you and whatever challenges you face, remember this: you'll never walk alone.
It's not easy speaking to such a big audience. Can we hear it again for our two student speakers, please? I can't imagine what it must have been like to have had such consistency in your peers growing up, and clearly everyone here on stage is very precious to both Jaron and Rafaela. I wish you both in your future career and studies, and know that you will make an impact wherever you go. Rafaela and Jaron are just two of no less than 30 students here today who have been at ISL since grade 1. It's really something, and we'll be recognizing this during our presentation of our diplomas. Next up, we have our second musical performance, When We Were Young, by Adele and Tobias Gesso Jr. This will be performed by Gloria, again, Tom, and Yuka.
dream come true.
But if by chance you're here alone, can I have a moment before I go? All night long, hoping you're someone I used to know. You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. I was so scared to face my fears, and nobody told me that you'd be here.
And I've been by myself all night long, hoping you're someone I used to know.
You look like a movie, you sound like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. When we were young, when we were young, when we were young, when we were young. It's hard to win me back. Everything takes me back to when you were there, to when you were there.
And part of me keeps holding on, just in case it hasn't gone. I guess I still care. Do you still care?
It was just like a movie, it was just like a song. My God, this reminds me of when we were young. When we were young, when we were young. Let me photograph you in this light, in case it is the last time that we might be exactly like we were before we realized we were sad of getting old and made us restless. Oh, I'm so glad I'm getting old, it makes me reckless. It was just like a movie, it was just like a song when we were young.
Wow, again, do we just do like the best graduation ceremonies? That was so gorgeous. I've seen Tom and Gloria do duets over the years, and that was beautiful tonight, supported so wonderfully by Yuka too. Let's give them another round of applause, please. How's everyone doing? Okay? Not too hot? Okay, you got the fans out, right? Now comes the moment we have all been waiting for, the presentation of diplomas and awards. Could I ask Dr. Condon and the chair of the board, Mr. Brian Blanchard, to come and present the diplomas? As always, we'll be recognizing those students who have been with us since grade 1, as already mentioned, so listen out for those. Candidates, we practiced this yesterday, so please come forward to accept your diploma as your name is called, and remember, everybody else, to shuffle along in your seats. When you've received your diploma, don't forget to smile at the camera over there. I practiced the names yesterday, so I'm going to try not to butcher them too much. Helen, you good to go? Everyone good? All right, let's get it underway. First up, Anna Amari. Anna also receives our grade 1 to 12 award. Manon Enkhart. Aryan Arun. Olivia Baker. Julia Barbin. Giulio Bellocchio. Cyprian Berardi. Oscar Bergqvist. Oscar also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Emma Bertoli. Alexia Maria Bibire. Anna Black. Next, a very special moment for two people on stage, William Blanchard. Manon Bourgeot. Zoe Bourgeot. Nathan Bulot. Nathan also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Fiona Brown. Astrid Busk Anderson. Fiamma Kaleka. Loris Kalmels Datensack. Jaden Cash. Leonardo Celani. Lily Cheney. Jasmine Cholakolu Gelini. Quentin Courtout. Quentin also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Lara Cosgrove. Carl Dackner. Carl has also been with us since preschool. Andrea De Giovanni. Noah DeWitt. Raffaella Delatra. Raffaella also receives a grade 1 to 12 award, and just hold there a moment, Raffaella. Raffaella also receives the ECIS award. This is for a student who is considered a good representative of their own country, with a positive attitude towards the life and culture of others, able to communicate in at least 2 languages, a contributing force in the life of school, with the ability to bring different people together in a sense of community, thus fostering the cause of international understanding. This award is voted for by the faculty. Killian Dingledine Santiago. Victor Dingledine Santiago. Brandon Donahoe. Brandon also received a grade 1 to 12 award. Quinn Dwyer. Quinn also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Victoria Eaton. Alice Elmerholt. Alice also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Martin Fleischman. Gabriella Fori. Daniela Garcia Moreno. Casper Gojieba. Maxime Gonoviciano. Achille Grass. Ilya Gribkov. Ines Hazertz. Mengjia Han. Cole Harmon. Cole also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Josephine Hatch. Valentina Dapper Herbert. Valentina also receives a grade 1 to 12 award, as did Josie Hatch. Mina Hudson. Yuka Ito McCone. Peter Kevisnev. Peter also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Mark Karen. Mark also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Chester Kiefer. George Killen. George also receives a K-12 award. George also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Charles King. Thomas Curtis Singer. Miroslava Klopota. Daniel Kramer. Matthias Levy. Hannah Leon. Alexander Martin. Andrea Martino. Valerio Marco Malgeri. Farah Maulidi. Michael Modern. Sarah Nemeth. Pablo Neuenhaus. Lucas Nilsson Storen. Jonah Olsen. Patrick Owens Fernandez. Patrick also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Isabella Oyeva. Maritza Carla Paduano. Gloria Palmisano. Gloria also receives a great K-12 award. Ember Papp. Olivia Perticucci. Olivia also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Noe Pichonier. Francesco Petiglio. Robert Pryor. Philip Rand. Lucy Risen. Nina Ruggieri. Juan Rui Carrascosa. Juan has also been here since preschool. Sean Runga. Laura Santoro. Alp Sayinatash. Alp also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Eliza Chavez. Lisa also receives a K-12 award. Law Shermans. Pietro Shibona. Krishiv Sharma. Jaren Shepro. As you heard earlier, Jaren has also been here since preschool. Mikhail Shustrov. Mikhail has been with us since preschool. Hannah Siebens. Lucas Simon Britell. Lucas also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Finn Smith. Leo Solnik. Ophir Solnik. Kai-Chi Song. Cami Steyer. Titus Stuber. Ari Tam. Ari also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Matthew Thomas. Cyrus Tomine Desmazieux. Dmitry Tikayev. Julia Tomrook. Elise van der Mersch. Alice also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Raymond Jr. van Honecker. Alexandra Vazyukova. Alexandra also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Oscar Watson. Kayla Weber-Jones. Kayla has also been with us since K1. Julia Winfield. Jonas Winter. Jonas also receives a grade 1 to 12 award. Megan Wood. Federica Zavi. And last, but by no means least, Georgi Zhubenko. Thank you. So there we have it. Congratulations, graduates. You made it. Exams, check. Internal assessments, check. CAS reflections, extended essay, theory of knowledge presentations, done and dusted. Prom, recovered. Graduation ceremony, almost there. This graduating class has a very special place in my heart, as we started together in the upper school at the same time back in 2018, 7 years ago. And I do remember some of you from those days, bright-eyed, open-minded, optimistic, and fully awake at 8:25 in the morning. Together, we've weathered COVID, the complex and sometimes worrying very early adolescent years, IGCSEs, a memorable rain-drenched cardboard boat downhill toboggan competition on the last evening of the grade 10 trip. Remember that? No accidents, fortunately. And of course, a fabulous senior year. I feel immense pride in all of you. But this year, I speak not only as your upper school principal, but also as someone stepping into a new role next year. As you know, from August, I'm moving into a new position at ISL. And though I'm not leaving, I am in many ways moving forward too, into a new chapter of responsibility, of challenge, and yes, of learning. And probably I'm feeling many of the same things that you might be feeling right now. A mix of anticipation and apprehension, excitement and uncertainty, and if I'm honest, just a touch of fear. As you step out into the unknown, however close to home you'll be, you're probably starting to realize that while it is exciting, it does come at a cost. It demands that you leave something behind. Roles you knew, routines you mastered, and all the comforts that come with the regular events of a familiar stage of life. The morning advisory wordle and conversations, or perhaps, for those who struggled to make the morning advisory, the slightly rushed locker conversations. The lunchtime rush on kebab day. The quick glances from teachers that clearly say, yes, I know your deadline is due today. Like many of you, I'm taking a step into something less familiar with the hope, like you, that what lies ahead will be meaningful, worthwhile, but also fun. But also knowing that growth, real growth, nearly always walks hand in hand with some discomfort. While thinking about how I might finish off graduation this year, I kept returning to a quote that has resonated with me for several months now. You might have seen it on the whiteboard in my office. It goes like this. I've learned silence from the talkative, tolerance from the intolerant, and kindness from the unkind. Yet strange, I am ungrateful to these teachers. It's by Khalil Gibran. I love this quote because it reminds me that we do not only learn from mentors and role models, we also learn from tension and frustration, from awkwardness, from contradiction, from friction. And often those difficult lessons are the ones that shape us most, even if we aren't immediately grateful for them. So graduates, I ask you to reflect now. What has been your most unexpected teacher? What challenges, setbacks, or frustrations of the last few years have ultimately helped you to grow? You probably didn't feel thankful at the time, but are you now able to see them in a better light? Are you now even able to be grateful for those uncomfortable, embarrassing, perhaps even painful moments? If not yet, then I hope you soon will, because the truth is, life will rarely unfold according to a plan. It is gloriously unpredictable, and that is a gift. What I'm really trying to do here is issue you a warning, to give you a heads up that some of the most meaningful moments in your life will come not from the perfect execution of a strategy or a smooth planned transition from A to B, but from unexpected turns, a conversation you didn't see coming, a person you didn't expect to meet, a decision that did not pay off. The moments that change us are rarely the ones we had circled in our calendar. You're heading into possibly the most exciting time of your life so far, one full of uncertainty and opportunity. You'll make new friends, not to replace the old ones, but to add to them. You'll get lost, metaphorically and perhaps literally. You'll have independence if you want it. You will make mistakes, and that's where the magic lies. But before I close, I want to speak just briefly about the world you're walking into. It's noisy out there, not just with TikTok and traffic. The global landscape is increasingly marked by conflict, division, and a startling lack of compassion. In recent weeks, I have, for the first time in my life, sometimes shied away from the media and the news. Wars rage, sabers rattle, and democracies quiver. Online and offline, people shout more than they listen. Tolerance is often displaced by suspicion. And kindness, well, sometimes it feels like it's in dangerously short supply. These aren't easy times, and you, our graduates, are not entering a world of certainty or simplicity. But here's the thing, nor did anyone who ever made real change. And so I urge you, be the people who listen when others won't. Be the people who ask better questions, who choose kindness when it's unfashionable, who stay curious when it's easier to be cynical. Be the ones who build bridges, not burn them. We have never been in greater need of thoughtful, compassionate, stubbornly hopeful humans, and that means we need you. Try, fail, reflect, and try again. I hope you'll be bold, and I hope you'll never underestimate the power of being the person who dares to reach out to include the excluded, to start the awkward conversation, to clearly say yes or no, even though it makes your voice tremble. As I step into my new role at ISL, I'll carry the lessons I've learned from you and others who have gone before you. Your resilience, your humor, your energy, and your questions. I'm not going far. I'll still be here enjoying all that ISL has to offer, and I'll still be rooting for you fiercely. So please promise to stay in touch. So let us take a moment now to honor all you've accomplished and to look forward to all that is yet to come. Graduates, please stand. You may now place your academic tassels to the left side of your cap. The right, I get that wrong every year, to show that you have officially received this prestigious honor. Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, I present to you the graduating class of 2025. Congratulations to each and every one of you. You may now throw your caps. Congratulations, graduates. Just take your seats again, please. Really well done. Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a real pleasure this morning. I hope you've enjoyed our graduation. First of all, a massive thank you to you, our audience, and especially our parents for the confidence you've put in us. Thank you very, very much. Give yourselves a round of applause, please. A few thanks, if I may. Dr. Condon, Mr. Blanchard, for your warmth, smiles, and positivity today. You did good with the smiles. It's a long one. Gina Boris for all the behind-the-scenes organisation leading up to today. Really. Jorg and the maintenance team and the community relations team who have worked tirelessly on our behalf to bring this event together today. Mr. Okochi and Miss Anderson for their moral support and organisational skills. Helen Smith for her support on stage today and throughout the year as the grade leader for grade 12. Mr. Steve Zymes for all his support in coordinating photographers, filming, live streaming, logistics, flowers, and more. Vincent for the catering. Mr. Hall and Miss Humphreys for leading and supporting our wonderful musical performances earlier. You're going to hear them again in a moment, but let's give it up for our band as well. Our incredible senior committee of parents who have helped make this year such a memorable one for our graduates. Our hosts, the Grand Theatre, who have been so wonderfully accommodating again this year. And finally, our young artists. You saw the video earlier, who have so beautifully crafted those portraits of our senior students. You'll see them outside, upstairs. Do check them out. They're just lovely. So that's it for the 2025 graduation. Thank you for coming today with us. Thank you, guys. You're great. We're going to miss you so much. Promise to stay in touch, please. Let's give them another round of applause, please. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon and enjoy the band. Great job. Thank you.